Hi, it's July 2nd, 2009, and I am officially 3 months on testosterone. Technically, it's been 13 weeks. Took my 14th shot this morning, so yay, 3 months. As far as changes go, I'm definitely noticing that my smell has changed. This is mostly from Angie because my sense of smell is completely shot. And I'm still noticing my nasal cavities feel like they've gotten smaller. And so I'm having trouble breathing even normally, and back into my sinuses, and I'm starting to snore all the time. I never had a snoring problem before, so this kind of worries me, but it's just something I'm gonna have to keep an eye on. Also, as well as not being able to sit still, I've actually noticed that actually don't get bored as easily. I find ways to entertain myself. I can't sit still, but as long as I'm not sitting still or confined in one place, I'm definitely able to entertain myself, which is cool. I also want to talk a little bit about the way that I've been perceiving Angie, because I feel that's important. Since I started testosterone, I've actually been able to see her cycle as far as emotionally, which I guess because I was cycling with her, was never able to see. So I definitely feel like she's a lot more fussy than I remember her being, and a lot more indecisive. And sometimes it gets a little frustrating, but usually I just remind myself that I was much worse than she was, and way more annoying. So that usually helps, and usually it's not even a big deal. It's just something I notice, and I try to take in stride. But it's nothing like serious. As well as that, I want to talk a little bit about the way that I've been thinking, and mostly in concerns to my art, because that's a really good way to process that stuff. I noticed that a few things. First of all, I'm really detached from my artwork before it's actually art yet, which is a good thing. I also think in patterns instead of just doing something. I'm less impulsive as far as that concerned, and I'm able to plot out things a little better. And I'm more goal-oriented and actually finishing those goals, which is great. So as far as being detached from my artwork, it used to be that once I had an idea, I pretty much would draw out that idea, and if it didn't work, I'd scrap it and I'd move on to the next idea because of whatever reason. I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not, but here is an art piece that I started. I worked on for maybe like half an hour and hated, even though it's actually not that bad now I look back on it. Good head movements, and completely scrapped. And I tried to draw it again. I didn't even use the same head. I mean, it's not even the same tone if you can see the two drawings. But and the other one I scrapped too after about the same amount of time. And they're not bad. Again, something now I probably will go back and take a look at again. But recently I started another art piece. These are in Sharpie, so you should be able to see them better. But this is just a landscape in Sharpie, which is not so cool. But it's an idea I came up with. That's the actual landscape, and then I did all these things to plot out how the characters should be sitting in and interacting with the landscape, including facial, which is a lot of planning out that I never would have done before. And then I also did another one with some grids, and I'm still working on it. But again, this is actually something new to me, a new way of thinking that I love, because instead of doing the entire piece, I'm really looking at each individual section and making everything perfect before putting it on big canvas or before putting it on big paper or starting to color it, and then all of a sudden realizing that the whole composition's off. And also, when Angie comes and tells me, I think your composition is a little off, maybe you should do this, I'm more detached about it. Instead of, getting defensive and saying, well, okay, fine, but I'm going to toss the whole piece and not work on it anymore, I'm able to say, okay, that's a good idea, I see that, let me work that in, which is something I was really bad with before. I was very attached and clingy with my artwork, which isn't good because you can't improve if you never take criticism. So I find that that's really interesting, and I think that I'm actually doing that with everything, not just my artwork, but I feel like in every aspect of things, I'm able to take criticism a little bit better and work in a more patterned way, which includes plotting out different things. And definitely I'm setting goals for myself, giving myself kind of one task at a time, being, kind of one-track minded, because I've been working on this piece for, about a week now, and still in planning stages, but, and usually I would have done one design, come home, drawn it out, hated it, scrapped it, and never thought about it again. So, one-track mindedness, thinking about things for a long time, and I'm actually getting a lot done. So, that's awesome. So, what I could say is 3 months on testosterone, my life is definitely a lot better. So, that's my report for now. I'm probably going to be updating tomorrow or soon about my measurements, give a little bit more in-depth detail as to what's changing, how fast each thing changed, and that kind of thing. And I'm sure that Angie will want to help me a little bit out with that, since she's the one who's been doing the measurements. So, that's it for today, and thanks for watching. Have a good one.